Hey folks, and welcome to another West Yorkshire Retro Gamer recorded video here on YouTube. It's prediction time again, and you might be thinking, why the hell am I doing a prediction for the new football season for the Championship when it has literally only just finished just a few hours ago? Well, because we can. Simply put, I'm still massively hurting as my club is still in this flipping division, and I just thought, you know what, best way to get over it is to talk about it. So we're going to do a stupidly early prediction here. If I get any of these right, God knows how. But I will do some more facts-based predictions and statistic-based predictions later on in the summer when we know who's going to be managing who and the kind of transfer action that goes on. The squads as they are now will be quite different come the first game of the season, I'm sure, and probably some of the managerial appointments. So let's get straight into it. I'll go through it alphabetical and I'll be as quick as I can with each. This is going to be a relatively short one, and most of my predictions videos tend to be somewhere between 1 and 2 hours. This one I'm aiming for about half an hour if I'm lucky. I struggle. But let's get straight into it. Blackburn Rovers. Unless they get bought out, if they continue to be owned by the Venkies, and if if we assume that Smodix is going to get a move to a top half championship team after the season that he's just had, I think Blackburn's going to be in trouble, and so I'm going to put them, for now, 22nd. Sorry, Rovers fans. It's you need a mega rebuild. You need to be more reliant than just one player if you're going to aim for top half. In my opinion, the rest of your squad is weak. So Eustace might be the man to kind of get some stability for you, but time will tell. And it'll be key to keeping Smodix. And it'll be key to getting the same kind of output from Smodix. That's the key. But you need players to back him up. He can't do it on his own. So on the basis that I think you'll still be owned by the Venkers, and I think you will get rid of Smodix, or not, you won't get rid of him, you'll try and keep him, but I think you'll leave. I think that'll leave you in a pretty dodgy position. Moving on, Bristol City. They are the epitome of a championship team, aren't they? They're very, very mid-table-y. They do bring through some good young players, Alex Scott, Sam Bell, just to name a couple. But they, if they're going to be a force in this division, they need to spend some money from somewhere. So I'm going to put you 13th. All right. Moving on. Who's next? Burnley. I mean, let's be realistic about this. They've lost company now, but they'll probably get another progressive manager, won't they? Some kind of young and up-and-coming superstar in the managerial world. I don't see them going for a bit of a championship experience all-timer or anything, so they're going to have one of the strongest squads. I don't think that they'll have super mega stars that they're going to sell, kind of like what Leicester, Leeds and Southampton had when they came down. On the basis that I think they will keep a lot of their strong squad, and that Connor Roberts, who was on loan at Leeds, does look a very capable player at this level. So I'm going to put you second. I think you probably will be strong enough to go straight back up. Depends on who your manager ends up being and the kind of players that new manager wants to bring in, and how different he'll want to mould the squad. But based on right now, this minute, we'll put you there. Who's next? Cardiff. Surprised a lot of people, including myself, thought they were going to be in trouble. Transfer embargo, Ramsey getting injured early, unknown manager in Bullock, and ended up finishing 12th. I see no reason, if it depends on the amount of backing that Bullock's going to get in the transfer market. I think they will keep him. I don't think there's any reason not to after what he's been able to achieve in his first season. I'll put you at one place. I think you finished 12th, didn't you? So we'll put you 11th for now. I heard you getting relegated last season, so it's a massive improvement. Right, moving on. Coventry. If you keep Robbins, you know, Wright and Sims have had a chance to kind of get used to the division now, haven't they? 6th. We're just going to kind of throw some of these out. I think you'll probably, you know, it's a continuously building project at Coventry, isn't it? It's a case of who they're going to keep. I don't think that Wright and Sims are on the level of Gyökeres and Hamer, but as the season's gone on, they've proven to be, you know, decent signings, and if they can, you know, if they can replace O'Hare, because I don't think he's staying, is he? Albeit he had quite a few injuries, but still a good player when he's fit. So, you know, yeah, I think you might squeeze into it this time. Who's next? Derby, 23rd. I think. Hold on, let me just look at the rest of the list here. This is what happens when you kind of do things straight off the bat and kind of rushed. I think Derby will struggle. I don't think there's any doubt on that. And this is where the pain's going to set in. Because my cat doesn't have much control when I don't wear a jacket. Derby 23rd or 24th. At this early stage you're going down. I'm just trying to think if there's anyone that's going to do worse. And if they are going to do worse, based on what? Difficult one. Sorry, Derby. Bottom for now. Depends on your transfer window and if you can get the relevant quality to come in. Moving on. Hull. Ambitious chairman. Brought in a lot of good players last season, especially in the January window, and they failed. It's going to depend on who he brings in as manager, and I'm going to have a very stiff neck after this video now. 5th. I think they might improve. Get rid of Rosinia and get someone in that can utilise it. If he's backed equally, whoever the new guy's going to be. If he's back just as much and maybe even a bit better, if that what's he called it, Ilichali or something like that, is it the owner? I heard his interview on TalkSport. You know, it was interesting. But yeah, you know, why not? Let's put all there for now. My team, Leeds, got to be first. Can't be doing playoffs. Screw that. I've had enough heartache over the years from bloody playoffs. No more dicking around with the playoffs, as our illustrious board member once said. We're going to lose Somerville, we're going to lose Nonto, we're going to lose Rutter. I think we'll probably keep everybody else. It'll be questionable, as I say, as to what happens with the loan players in Rodon and Roberts. If there's any chance of keeping either of them or both of them, that will help. I would probably give Byram a new contract, because when he's been fit, he's been decent. I would give Shackleton a new contract. I think with Cooper retiring, or certainly leaving Leeds at the end of the season, I think that it may be the time for Cresswell to step up, especially if we can't get Rodon back. And then it's a case of replacing those 3 star players I've just mentioned. Dan James will certainly do a job. But, as I say, we're going to need reinforcements. We're definitely going to need reinforcements. Those three will leave for about a combined 100 million. That's my early reckoning. It really is. But, you know, I know I'm a Leeds fan, I don't want to make this video all about Leeds. But that's my, you know, that's truly my thought on it at this moment in time. They can't fail again. Once these parachute payments run out, you know, if they're not up within one of these parachute years, then we could be stuck in the championship for another 16 years, just like it was before, but for different reasons this time. I think the club should probably keep Farker. Farker's had a season to learn what it's like to be a Leeds manager now, and he needs to really kick on now and get a third automatic promotion on his CV. So I think he'll have the tools to do it. I think that, you know, we do have new ownership. He will be well backed as far as the FFP will allow. So yeah, that's my early take on that one. Luton. One sec, my cat is very close to the keys. My big heavy cat, big fluffy one, not the one on my shoulder. She's light in comparison. And then my other one's on my lap currently, actually. Right, Luton. Can they get the momentum back? They weren't that bad in the Prem, really, were they? I mean, they were bad, but not, like, terrible. Torn between third and fourth. Let's just have a look down the list here. Are any of the others going to trouble those top bunch? I'm so torn at this stage of the season. I mean, there's no reason to leave Luton if you've played from this season, is there really? Unless the club wants to get rid of him. You know, they'll have learned from it and kind of, you know, experienced it. You know, again, a bit like Burnley, I don't think they're going to have any superstar players that teams are going to want to buy, but at the same time, you know, did they have a fella called Carlton Morris or something that was quite half decent? You know, he could have another stellar season, couldn't he? So we'll put Luton third for the minute. Alright. Middlesbrough. I know it's Middlesbrough before anyone says anything. I think a similar season to this one, really. I'll put you 10th. Can't type tonight, as you can tell. Yeah, I'll put you 10th. You know, solid squad, well run. Gibson still runs it as far as I know. Yeah, they've got an academy that's capable of bringing through some young players. Yeah, they should be top half without any problems. Don't know where Carrick will be. He'll be hit and miss. Some teams will have a look at him, won't they? Millwall. They finished the season strong, didn't they? Once they brought Harris back, it's questionable as to whether Harris will stay. If he's the long-term solution to it all, whether they keep Fleming, Dunno, Cooper. Do you finish above or below Bristol City? I'll give you a benefit of the doubt for now. Give you 12. Things picked up for Millwall, didn't they? So, you know, let's put them there. Who's next? Norwich. You've got to sort your centre-backs out. Sorry, Norwich fans. Your centre-backs are slow. You've got to get some more mobile defenders into that team. Now, you're going to have a different manager, so, you know, there's every chance that there'll be a, you know, maybe a more progressive team. Whether you keep Sarah, who's a player that I would have at Leeds, like if we have to sell Rutter, Sarah would be my... I'd be targeting him as my number 10. And if we have to pay somewhere between 10 and 20 million for him, then so be it, I guess. But on his day, Sarah can be a very good player. He's proved it for 2 seasons running now. And again, the last time that we did that with a player, we got Pirro, and he's had what some fans have seen as a bit of an average season. So where's Norwich going to finish? Are Norwich going to be good enough to get that 4th? Is it going to be one of the other teams? Is my neck going to get pierced in about 6 places? Kirby! What are you doing to me? Ow! Ooh! God, she just puts her clothes wherever she bloody feels. That hurts. Kirby! Settle down, girl. Jesus. Those are sharp. Break me. Right. Oh, so what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Look at these. Yeah. You're missing out this time, Norwich. Unless you sort out your defenders, you're screwed. And you could lose a lot of your, you could lose Sarah, Rowe. I don't know whether you'd lose Sargent. He's an alright striker for this level, isn't he? But he's not like a superstar striker. But you've got to sort your defence out massively. So if you do make some money on Sarah and Rowe, I won't be replacing those straight away. I'll be replacing your defenders. You've got no mobility there. That's why Leeds beat you so easily in that second leg of the playoff. Your defence just does not have any pace. Keep one of them for the experience, but then get a younger, more mobile centre-back in there. Someone that can keep up with the pace of the strikers. You concede too many goals with them boys there. So yeah, I'll put you 7th on this one. Vaxi. Sorry folks, this is very difficult to do a video when I've got a cat climbing on me and I don't have any protection on my flipping shoulders. Kirby, you're doing me head in now, girl. Come on, stop it. Who's after Norwich? Oxford, the new boys. As far as I'm aware, Oxford have not been in the Championship. Certainly as long as it's been called the Championship anyway. This is new territory for them. And I think their squad was made up largely of players who had quite a bit of Championship experience, so they've obviously invested a little bit to give them the chance of getting into the Championship. Can Oxford survive? Can Oxford survive? I'm going to say... Ooh, this is tight. This is difficult. This is a tricky one. Oh. Apologies, Oxford fans. I will do some research into what you're all about as the season goes on. Just purely because when I look at the rest of the division, I don't think there's going to be too many that are going to struggle more than yourselves. It's going to depend on how you can develop your squad. I'm going to put you in the relegation zone at the minute, but, and it's a big but, I think you could be an unknown quantity here. I think you might just pull up a few trees here. I think you've got every chance of staying up. I think you've got more chance of staying up actually than Blackburn, if truth be told. But as I say, just for now. But once I've done a bit of research, this is totally off the bat here, folks. There's not been any research done into any of this. So, Oxford fans, please don't take this the wrong way. I'm going to do more prediction videos as the season goes on, or as the summer goes on. So I will have a proper look into your squad, into what you've got. and there's every chance I'll put you higher than that going forward. But for now, just based on the size of the club, this is going to be a big leap, for Oxford. So, fair play for giving yourselves a bit of history here and getting yourselves up into a level that you've not been in before, or certainly not for a long time. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on that one as well, but I don't remember Oxford being in the Championship, not for a long time anyway. Very, very good achievement to get out of League One. Not an easy division, my club's been there before now. So yeah, don't be surprised if you see Oxford pushed up a few places in one of my later prediction videos, folks. So yeah, Oxford fans, don't panic. You may not be in that position in a few weeks' time when I do another prediction video. Plymouth, they're going to finish just one above. And I'll tell you for why. You might think I'm absolutely bonkers, but sugar. Based on the fact they've just hired Rooney, who I think's a terrible appointment personally. The proof was in his history so far. He's struggled almost everywhere he's been. So I think what's going to happen is he'll get to first international break and then he'll get sacked, because I think he'll be in a similar position to where Sheffield Wednesday were when they started the season terribly and didn't get any points, hardly. So I think Plymouth will just about survive because they will have changed manager. Rooney, I'm not going to do the Irish guy and kind of say that if Plymouth survive with Rooney in charge for the entire season, that I will eat a bowl of gone off cereal or something. I'm not. I'm not going to go that extreme. But I that's the only reason I think Plymouth will stay up. I mean, I think they'll sell Whittaker. They're going to have a job keeping Whittaker. He was very good this season for them. It's whether they can make Owen Park a fortress again, isn't it? That's going to be key. Because the home form was key for the first half of the season when they had Schumacher and then went for Foster. That went totally wrong, and then Dewsnip just kind of steadied the ship, didn't he? Did very well, did Dewsnip actually. Portsmouth, a former Premier League club that after a whole load of God knows what have finally started to rebuild and get themselves back up to some kind of top half of English football level kind of thing. I think Portsmouth will be all right. I don't see any reason why not. Could they be a surprise package this season? Not so sure it'd be that good, but let's put you 19th. I think you'll be absolutely fine. I don't think you'll be in a relegation battle, but I don't think you'll trouble anyone too far up at this stage. Again, like Oxford, like all the teams that I haven't done any research on here, I'll do research between now and the next prediction. Portsmouth, anyone in any position could find themselves in a different position, so panic not. But yeah, I think at this early stage you'll be fine. I think by all accounts, from what I've either seen or heard, you've had a very good season. Worthily promoted, and as I say, you've had, going back, 10, 15, 20 years ago, you had some good times in the Premier League. I remember Pedro Mendes scoring a couple of blooming worldies for you, didn't he? Back in the day. Let's see what happens. Who's next? Preston. Preston had a good season. They did really well, to be fair. They had a period right at the very top, then tailed off completely, then got themselves back up a bit again, then Finished the season on terrible form, but still finished top half. Because everyone will have Preston down in this kind of bottom half bracket again, won't they? Depends who they can get and if they can keep the best current players they've got and whether they trust Lowe for another season into it as manager. Ooh. You see, I'd have Preston above Millwall and Bristol, I would say. Go on, I'll put you ninth. There we go. Preston ninth. There you go. QPR, you'll have a better season, QPR. I'm pretty certain of that one. Let's just put you right in there. Let's just go 14th. That's if you keep Cifuentes and get a couple of stronger players in, but you'll be absolutely fine. QPR, there we go. 14th. No issues. Sheffield United. Squad in theory should be absolutely fine, but I think you've had such a bad season. I think you're gonna have to do some recovery work there. I don't think you're getting fourth. I'll put you 8th. I mean, if it ends up being really bad, you could be in that bracket between 15th and 18th. But for now, I'll put you there. I'll put you 8th. You've got a chance of getting in playoffs, but I don't think you're getting in playoffs. You're going to have to do a massive rebuild. It's not the best environment there right now, is it? So I think there will be issues. Moving on to their neighbours, Sheffield Wednesday. Very much like QBR. It's all about the up-and-coming manager, isn't it? Cifuentes at QPR and Rowell at Sheffield Wednesday. I think, both of you will be comfortable this season. It's a gradual rebuild for you two. I think you'll, instead of battling against relegation all the time, I think you'll be there or thereabouts. You might even squeeze top half. Really depends how this middle bracket of teams does. But I think both of you will be comfortable. I really do. I don't think you'll go through that kind of stuff again. If you can keep your managers anyway. And build on your squads a bit. Stoke. I put some faith in Stoke last season and they let me down. So I'm putting you there. Been Brazilian international in Wesley and you don't get a sodding goal out of him. I'm sorry. Nah. No. Moving on. Where are we now? Sunderland. God, Sunderland tailed off, didn't they? They were terrible. I mean, can I really see them finishing as low as 17th? I mean, it's a massive bloody task on hand, isn't it? It really depends on who they get in, but I'm going to have to put you there. I'm running out of spaces. As I say, once a few weeks have passed and we see who you can sign and all this kind of thing. Like again, are you going to be able to keep the likes of Clark and Huggins? I'm not so certain. I think you might struggle. Moving on, Swansea. I don't see a lot really with the Swansea team. It doesn't seem that progressive. I think there's more out of Cardiff. Sorry, Swansea. But I'm going to put Swansea in 20th. But again, if you can build your squad up a bit, I just think you were just really average this season. I thought you've got to be better than average to do well in this division. So big rebuild needed there. Well, that kind of tells you where the other two is going to go, doesn't it? So Watford. I mean, with the current owner, as long as the Pozzos own Watford, I mean, what's going to happen. West Brom, as long as they can sign a striker, that's what's let them down this season, as long as they can keep Corberan as well. But if they do that, there's no reason why they can't get playoffs again. So I'm going to put West Brom there in 4th. I think they'll do slightly better. Oh, look at that! I was aiming for half an hour, and it's literally just approaching half an hour now. So there we go. This was a very, very stupidly early 2024-2025 EFL Championship prediction video. Not based on a vast amount of knowledge at this particular stage. So panic not, everyone. Right? These positions could quite easily change, later on. So I will do another predict. I'll do at least one, if not two or three, between now and when the transfer window is shut. I'll probably do one just before the first day of the season, and then one when the transfer window is shut. And then I might do one later on in the season as well, kind of like what I've done this season. But that's where it stands at the moment, folks. Don't be downhearted if I've put you in a bad position. Don't be too over the moon if I've put you in a good position. This is based on very little, just a bit of fun, really. And probably me just trying to drown my sorrows, and best way to drown your sorrows is to talk about it. So therefore, I'm talking about it. So yeah, that's that. If you enjoy the content, please hit the like button, which is a little thumbs up icon just underneath the video box. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. I include football videos and also live video game streams. All good fun. So do please subscribe to the channel. It's all free to do. Really helps my channel out, and it's not my full-time job, this, so I really do appreciate the support. So do anything that's free. There's no reason why you shouldn't, is there? So big thank you for all the support as always. I'll be, I think I'll probably stream tomorrow night. So that'll be a live stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Kick. I do multi-stream to all three platforms when I do a video game stream, so do please keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, have a great night. See you on the next one. Bye bye.